Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on an incredible journey through time, tracing the inspiring and often challenging path of women's education. It's a story of resilience, courage, and an unyielding thirst for knowledge that has reshaped our world. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into this timeline of triumph. Our story begins in ancient times. In civilizations like Greece and Rome, formal education was largely a male privilege. While some affluent women might have received tutoring at home, primarily in arts and domestic skills, public and intellectual life was a closed door. But even then, sparks of brilliance shone through. Think of Hypatia of Alexandria, a renowned philosopher, astronomer, and mathematician in the 4th century. She was a beacon of intellectual light in a world that often sought to dim it, teaching from her home to eager students of all backgrounds. Her existence proves that the desire for knowledge has never been confined by gender. Moving into the Middle Ages, the convents and monasteries of Europe became unexpected centers of learning for women. Within these religious communities, women like Hildegard of Bingen in the 12th century could read, write, and engage in scholarly pursuits. Hildegard wasn't just a nun. She was a writer, composer, philosopher, and medical writer. These religious institutions, while restrictive in many ways, offered one of the few avenues for women to access a formal education and contribute to the intellectual and cultural life of their time. They were sanctuaries of learning in a world that offered few others. The Renaissance, or rebirth, heralded a new appreciation for classical learning, but this awakening didn't extend equally to everyone. For noble women, a new ideal emerged: the Renaissance woman, who was expected to be well-versed in arts, music, and literature to be a more engaging companion. While this expanded the scope of their education, it was still largely ornamental, designed to complement the lives of men rather than to foster independent intellectual careers. However, a few remarkable women pushed these boundaries. Christine de Pizan, in the late 14th and early 15th centuries, became one of the first professional female writers in Europe, arguing passionately for women's right to education in her book, The Book of the City of Ladies. She was a trailblazer, using her own education to advocate for others. Fast forward to the 18th century and the Age of Enlightenment. Ideas of reason, liberty, and individual rights were swirling, and they began to seep into the conversation about women. Thinkers like Mary Wollstonecraft in England became powerful voices for change. Her 1792 work, A Vindication of the Rights of Woman, was a revolutionary manifesto. She argued that women were not naturally inferior to men, but appeared so only because they lacked access to education. Wollstonecraft's radical idea was that an educated woman would be a better wife, a better mother, and most importantly, a better citizen, capable of contributing to society on her own terms. Her words planted seeds that would take generations to fully blossom. The 19th century was a period of seismic shifts. The Industrial Revolution was transforming society, and with it came a growing middle class and a new push for public education. This was the century where the fight for women's education truly went mainstream. In the United States, seminaries for women began to appear, like the Troy Female Seminary founded by Emma Willard in 1821 and Mount Holyoke, founded by Mary Lyon in 1837. These weren't just finishing schools. They offered rigorous academic subjects like math, science, and philosophy, mirroring the curricula at men's colleges. Then came a monumental step: the opening of colleges to women. Oberlin College in Ohio became the first in the U.S. to admit both women and African Americans in 1833. In the UK, Queen's College in London was founded in 1848. Followed by Girton College at Cambridge in 1869. These institutions faced immense skepticism. People debated whether women's minds could handle the strain of higher education, or whether it would make them unfit for their natural domestic roles. But thousands of women proved them wrong, flocking to these new opportunities and excelling in their studies. They were pioneers, charting a new course for generations to come. The turn of the 20th century saw the momentum continue to build. The right to education became inextricably linked with the fight for suffrage and broader women's rights. As women gained the right to vote in countries around the world, the argument for excluding them from any field of study or profession became increasingly flimsy. Universities in Europe and North America gradually, and often grudgingly, opened all their departments to women. Women began to enter fields like medicine, law, and science in greater numbers, though they still faced significant barriers and discrimination. Think of Marie Curie, who not only attended the Sorbonne in Paris, but went on to win 2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific fields. Her genius and determination were undeniable proof of what women could achieve when given the chance. The latter half of the 20th century, fueled by the feminist movement, brought about another wave of profound change. In the United States, the passage of Title X in 1972 was a landmark moment. This federal law prohibited sex-based discrimination in any school or education program that receives federal funding. Its impact was massive, not just in academics but also in athletics, creating opportunities for millions of girls and women to play sports and receive athletic scholarships. Globally, organizations like the United Nations made girls' education a top priority. The 1995 Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, for instance, explicitly called for ensuring equal access to education for girls and women. Which brings us to today. We have come an incredibly long way. In many parts of the world, women now outperform men academically and make up the majority of university graduates. The doors that were once firmly shut are now wide open. However, our journey is not over. According to UNESCO, millions of girls around the globe are still denied the basic right to go to school due to poverty, conflict, and cultural barriers. The fight that Mary Wollstonecraft and Christine de Pizan started centuries ago continues today. Their legacy reminds us that education is not a privilege, but a fundamental human right. It is the key to unlocking potential, fostering equality, and building a better, more just world for everyone. The timeline of women's education is a powerful testament to the human spirit's ability to triumph over adversity. Thank you so much for joining me on this historical journey. It's a story that belongs to all of us, and one that we're still writing. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. What milestone do you find most inspiring? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious,